What is the top reason you cut the cord on cable? If you're like many people we speak with, it's to reduce expenses. With the cost of TV continuing to go up, it makes a lot of sense. Many people tell us they feel they're spending too much on their streaming services.
We get it. You likely left cable or satellite to cut costs. However, you may be sitting there wondering why your savings are eroding. In fact, you may even be thinking of returning the cable because it feels comfortable. If that's you, it's possible you're guilty of making mistakes that are costing you money. In this video, we discuss 7 costly errors many cord cutters make.
The most important thing that many streamers don't have is a TV budget. Now, budgeting might sound scary, but it's quite simple, especially when you're doing it with just one category, like streaming. If you don't know how much you spend on streaming apps each month, determine how much you can comfortably spend and use that to plan your viewing needs.
For example, let's say you want to keep spending to under $60 a month on your TV needs. Having that knowledge helps you determine what platforms you can use for the month. Keep in mind this number shouldn't include your internet costs. It's likely you'll need internet anyway, so we're only addressing TV costs here.
If you find it too difficult to stay within that number you determine, you may want to choose an ad-supported plan, delay subscribing to a service, or avoid live TV options. As John will tell you, budgeting as a whole should give you freedom. With streaming, it gives you the freedom to sign up for the services that provide the most value and get you what you want.
That's exactly right, Nicole. And one issue you mentioned is our second mistake too many people make, sticking with live TV streaming services. A lot of streamers are understandably frustrated with the rising cost of live TV services. You may think they're more expensive than cable today. When you look at the numbers, it's clear that's largely not the case, even if you subscribe to several on-demand platforms on top of a premium live TV streaming service.
However, that's not to say that the frustration is invalid. Let's take the cost of 2 popular live TV streaming services into consideration. First, let's look at YouTube TV. When it first launched in 2017, it was $34.99 per month. At time of recording, it costs $72.99 a month.
That's a huge incline. Now let's look at Hulu with live TV. It launched in May 2017 at $39.99 monthly. At time of recording, it's $76.99 a month. Live TV streaming costs, much like cable, are driven by 2 key factors: live sports and local networks. If you don't need much of either and you're sticking with an expensive live service, you're only holding yourself back.
This is especially the case if you don't need to watch a show live as it airs, as it's highly likely you can get it next day with an on-demand service. And this is even more so if you don't need sports. For example, 93 of the most watched programs in 2023 were NFL games.
If you don't care about live sports and you need to cut back how much you're spending on TV, getting rid of a live service is the best thing you can do. There's no need to stick with it year-round. And if you like the NFL or some other sport, sign up for the live service you want for the season, then cancel it once the season is over. Our third costly mistake streamers make is closely tied to sticking with live TV, and that's not using an over-the-air antenna for your locals.
Local networks are one of the largest drivers of cost for cable and streaming plans. In most cases, they can add at least $15 or $20 a month to a subscription price. And if you've watched any of our live streams, you know how often we see carriage disputes between local affiliates and streaming services. Consumers are the casualties in these battles.
It has become so bad that local TV station owners form the Coalition for Local News. The primary goal is for the FCC to consider streaming services the same as cable companies. Understandably, Hulu Live, Fubo, YouTube TV, and the likes don't want this and are fighting back.
The best way to avoid this fighting and save money is to opt for an over-the-air antenna. If you live in an area where one will work for you, you can save upwards of $20 or more a month. We're fans of the Mohu Leaf line, and we use them in our home. You can get one for around $40 or $50, and they will pay for themselves in a couple of months.
And if you live in an area where an antenna won't work, make your own bundle of Peacock, Paramount Plus, and Hulu. With the premium plans of the first 2, you'll get access to the live feeds of CBS and NBC, so you can get local news and can watch shows on demand on all 4 major networks 24 hours after they air. Combined, the 3 are roughly half the cost of any of the top premium live TV services.
Our fourth costly mistake cord cutters make is avoiding ad-supported plans. We get it. A lot of people hate ads. Heck, we work in advertising and we don't enjoy them. Paying to avoid ads will cost you more money.
Unfortunately, ads have been pervasive in the space for some time now, and with talks of Apple TV Plus looking to introduce ads, all major on-demand services will eventually have ads. Most platforms charge at least several dollars a month less if you opt for the ad-supported plan. That savings you get to apply to other services or put back into your pocket.
Not only that, but ads in on-demand platforms are still significantly less than what you see on cable or broadcast TV. Most linear shows include at least 12 minutes of ads per hour. It's possible to see up to 16 minutes of ads per hour-long program.
If that seems like a lot, it is. Even the worst streaming offenders, like Hulu or Paramount Plus, top out at around 9 minutes per hour at time of recording. Many of the best platforms keep their ads to around 4 or 5 minutes per hour. While we do believe ads on streaming services will approach those of linear networks in the future, it's no reason to not save some money now by choosing the ad-supported plan.
The next expensive mistake we see many cord cutters make is to stream shows with a cable mindset. It's still possible to cancel a streaming service when you no longer want or need it. If you're not actively reviewing your subscriptions, it's likely costing you money. We recommend reviewing your subscriptions at least once a quarter, if not more regularly.
If you have an app or two you always plan on keeping, that's more than fine. However, not every app is going to be that for you. For example, if there's a show or two you want to watch on, let's say Paramount Plus, wait until there's 4 or 5 shows. Sign up for the service, watch the shows over a month or two, then cancel and move on to another service. Rinse and repeat that across the services to stretch your dollars and not waste money.
If you're afraid you'll forget to cancel, create a calendar reminder for several days before it's set to renew. When you're notified to cancel, go ahead and cancel worry-free. Pair that with avoiding our next error, and you can bank some real savings.
If you hate ads, why pay to watch them when free ad-supported streaming platforms are so prevalent? According to eMarketer, nearly 60% of Americans used a FAST platform in 2023. Apps like Tubi have thousands of titles, including some popular TV shows and movies from recent years. They even have original content, and you don't need an account to watch content.
If you've not used a service like Tubi, Freevee, or the Roku channel, you could be missing out on some savings. And in a time where more people are preferring classic TV shows, why pay to watch them when you can get them for free? In fact, if you switch to just free services and an antenna for your locals, you could take your streaming costs all the way down to zero.
Yeah, and don't forget that you can check out movies and seasons of TV shows from your local library, and your local Goodwill can be a great place to look for used DVDs of movies that you might have to rent or pay to stream.
Yeah, our Goodwill has hundreds of DVDs for 99 cents, and we found a few good movies that way. Now let's look at a final mistake many cord cutters need to stop making, and that's not bundling.
We typically encourage viewers to opt for a cheap, no-contract cell phone service provider. However, there can be some perks for streamers on carriers like Verizon or T-Mobile.
We don't like Verizon, but they have lots of deals available to streamers. For example, you can get ad-supported Max and Netflix for $10 a month at time of recording. That can be a savings of up to 40% if you were to go on your own for both. And that's just one example of potential savings available via Verizon.
T-Mobile offers similar perks to customers. They're well known for their Netflix on Us perk, and they also have offered MLB TV to qualifying customers for free over the past several seasons. If you're a fan of either, that can be a significant savings you don't want to overlook. Just remember, every perk has terms and conditions, so read them closely to see if you qualify.
Savings are still available for streamers, but you must act wisely. It's easy to lose out on savings because you're not purposeful with your subscriptions.
Nothing is more frustrating than seeing that you wasted money that could go to another service or go towards another area in your life. We'll continue to help you here on the channel and in our weekly live streams at noon Central every Friday.
Well, that does it for this video. What's a mistake you think too many streamers make that costs them money? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get all our latest news and reviews when they drop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.